welcome to Drive Time here in Vegas. And today we're going to chat about where you're going with your business, where you're going with your life, starting with the end in mind. I mean, I remember when I first read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I reckon I must have been early 20s, maybe late teens, but definitely around that age. And you sit down and you start thinking about the whole start with the end in mind. And most people in life and business don't do that. They don't plan their life. They don't plan their business. They plan Friday night. Let's be blunt about that fact. I want to cover off 5 things today that I think will make it more effective for you in getting to where you actually want to be, not just where you're going to end up. You know, and if you look at the difference in that, you know, if you just go out for a drive and you don't have a plan of where you're going to go, you'll just end up wherever you end up. You know, if you go out with a plan of getting somewhere, then you get there type thing. And the same is true for business, same is true for life. You know, yesterday I made a post of, if you don't know where you want to be in 5 years, you're already there. You know, if you haven't got a goal of where you want to be in 5 years, you're basically going to be in the same place you're in now in 5 years with no real difference or distinctions in life. So, how do we get clear on where we want to be 5 years from now? How do we get clear on our dreams, goals? If you go back to my formula of dreams times goals times learning times plans times action equals success. Dream, goal, learn, plan, act. Oh, g'day everybody. Thank you for typing in where you're at. I forget sometimes when I'm driving to mention that. Just type in where you're at so I know where I'm driving to today. That would be great. So here's the 5 things that we want to focus in on. Number 1. If you let's focus on business first, all right? If you sit down and work out where you want your business to be, the number 1 thing you got to set up is, what does my business look like when it's finished? By what date will it be finished? And my definition of finished is very simple. It means the business works so you don't have to. The business works without you. If you show up or not, it's still growing, okay? If you can take 6 months vacation and not worry about it, then the business is running without you type thing. If you can turn up once a month for an hour-long board meeting, the business is running without you. You know, and it's still growing and still making a profit. So by what date do you actually want that to be a reality? What is the date by which you believe your business can run without you? Okay? Now, that being said, you got to define what that looks like too. What will the revenues be? What will the profitability be? What will it be valued at? All of those sorts of things should be a part of that. Now, that's going to be somewhere 3, 5, 7, 10 years from now, okay? Somewhere in that bracket, depending upon how far down the road you are. It might even be less than that. But for most of us, it's going to be 3, 5, 7 years down the road. I remember, now ActionCOACH has been running 27 years, so it's run without me for a long, long time. I every now and again come back in and run it because I kind of feel like doing that for a little while. And then I get to a point of, I don't want to do that anymore. And so I go off and do other businesses and appoint a CEO and let the CEO run the business. Second thing I want you to think about where you want to be 5 years from now. So take the business side of it and then say, okay, let's look at the personal side of it. If you've already done your dreams, if you haven't done your dreams, go look up my other company, Bucket List Life Coaching. Look up Travis Bell, the bucket list guy, Bucket List Life Coaching. Go develop your bucket list. It's a 12-week program for you and your family to develop your life plan, okay? What does your life plan look like? So go and see Travis, Bucket List Life Coaching. I'll get my team to put a link on here to make sure you can find it. Once you know what your dreams are, then you got to set your goals. Your goals have to be within 5 years. And so we break our goals down 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, and then quarterly. We do that for our family. We do that for our businesses. We do that across the board. And I'm hoping you will too. You know, the old 80-20 rule, spend 20% of your time planning and getting ready, learning, studying, all that stuff, and 80% of your time doing. That's really where we want to be positioned in business and in life. If you're not spending 20% of your day or your week or your month or your year planning and training and getting ready, then it's very difficult for you to be achieving in the other 80% of the week of when you're actually doing the work. 4 days of the week is doing work. 1 day of the week is planning, learning, studying. And you don't have to do it a full day. You can break it up and do a bit on Monday, a bit on Friday, that sort of thing, whichever way you want to do it. Third thing I want to talk to you about, where you want to be in 5 years from now. If you're struggling with where you want to be, do the opposite program, okay? Sit down and say, well, where don't I want to be? And then where you want to be is the opposite of that. So if you sit down and say, well, I don't want to still have an overdraft, or I don't want to still be unfit, I don't want to be this. Okay, great. So once you know what you don't want to be, go back and do the opposite. If you want to learn more on that, study Michael Lozier, L-O-S-I-E-R. Michael is brilliant on that stuff with the law of attraction. He's genius with that stuff. Now, fourth thing I want to focus in on about being where you want to be 5 years from now. Who do you want to be hanging out with that will get you there? Who are the people you need to hang out with more? And I guess the flip of that, who are the people you need to hang out with less? If you want to become the person you want to be, or if you go back to my formula, be times do equals have. Who you are by what you do determines what you have. If you know what it is you want to have, then it's not a complex algorithm to work backwards and say, well, who do I need to be in order to do that? And therefore you have to work out, well, who do I need to hang out with more to be on that path? Who are the people that are on that path that I can go hang out with more? People that are already moving in that direction. People are already doing things that way. And who are the people I need to hang out with less because they just keep me where I am? Who are the people that are keeping me down, keeping me back, and holding me back from where I want to go? And then finally, fifth and final point around how you're going to get there or where you want to be 5 years from now is to sit down and look backwards 5 years. Go backwards 5 years and see how far you've come. A lot of the times, by recognizing how far we've come, we actually have a better ability to see how far we can go. See, most people overestimate what can be done in 1 year, but they will dramatically underestimate what can be done in 5 or 10 years. 5 years of focused work is massive. 5 years of focused work can make massive shifts in your life. So think about where you were 5 years ago and think about what that means for where you want to be 5 years from now. Listen, if you don't know where you want to be in 5 years, you're already there. Document where you want to be, document where you want to grow, document how you want your business to grow, document how you want your life to grow, you to grow, your family to grow. Get that down on paper. If you're struggling with that, call my coaching team. Call the team at ActionCOACH. Call the team at Bucket List and get yourself down on paper where you want to be, what you want to achieve, and how you want to do it. Have a great day. Biggest lesson, type it in. The moment you start typing in your biggest lesson, it starts to become a reality. So type in your biggest lesson now. Let's see what it is, and let's get learning and growing. Take care. Bye for now.